Alrighty, this is a. I'm going to do a quick little presentation of another simple major improv piece. Basically, there's a Pat Metheny tune, real common one, way back in the Pat Metheny group days of yesteryear, the 70s, called Phase Dance, and basically it's just I mean, at its simplest core. Again, there, of course, good improvisers do all kinds of stuff, but when I first approach a tune, I look at it in its most simple form, and basically this tune is two major scales, two major keys, if you will, two note sets that are major scales. Of course, if you watch any of my other videos, you know that means that every you can start anywhere on the neck on any note within that note set and play a what I call modal scale, but a lot of people don't like that. But just call it a position if you want to, which equals a major scale starting on a note other than the tonic. So if you start a D major scale on an F sharp, to me it's a Phrygian modal scale, but think of it as a third position D major scale, however you want to think of it. Anyway, getting to the tune. It's a real simple tune, just got a few chords in it. Chords are a little jazzy, a B minor 11 kind of a sound, or B minor 7. So you've got these notes, or these notes, and then B flat major, sharp 11. All those work. So those two chords are the largest part of the tune, the first 8 bars. Then comes a G over an A bass. So you've got, there's a G triad, as you'll recognize in your banjo playing, and then over an A bass, so it sounds like that. And then the chord that it lands on at the end is just a G major 7. It happens to have a sharp 11 in it, and I'll explain why in a second, but it's G major 7. So you got the sounds that are in this tune. There's a cool little ostinato part at the beginning that goes. Let me show you how I do that. Get a little closer. See my right hand. It's using these two notes, and then either this note or, so I'm rolling backward. Or so that sound goes over the first 8 bars, over the B minor 11 to B flat major 7 sharp 11. Now let's just and I'll show you that in the context with a little sequence going on here. Let's talk about what the soloing ideas are, what the ideas are. Basically, B minor 11, we're going to think of that as the key of D. B minor, relative minor to D major. So we're going to think of all those as the key of D major, or the note set of a D major scale. B flat major 7 sharp 11, we're going to think of that as F major, because a B flat major 7 sharp 11 is equal to the 4 chord, a B flat major chord in the key of F. And again, if you haven't studied your diatonic major theory, that won't be obvious at first, but just take my word for it for now. But basically, you got 2 keys. Then when you go to the G over A, that's just a 5 chord, 5/11 chord of the key of D, and then G major 7, 4 chord of the key of D. So most of the tune is revolving around a D major note set, the off colored, or the off scales or off sounds are the key of F major. Okay, hopefully this sequence will come through. Let me play you a little piece of it and give you an idea what the melody is like on this tune. Back to the top. Now here's the melody. Something like this. I'm messing with it. So now that's the tune. I think you can get this on the one just called the Pat Metheny Group if you want to hear what they do. They've got a long outro that goes through a lot of these ostinato parts that go through a lot of different changes at the end. This is just the basic tune as it sits in most real books, most jam books that you play at weddings and things like that. But now for soloing principles. Basically, when the tune kicks off, if you're going to play, just improvise, you're thinking key of D for 2 bars, key of F for 2 bars, key of D for 2 bars, key of F for 2 bars, key of D for 4 bars. And you can create tensions and do all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to do much of that right now. I'm just going to kind of illustrate what those 2 major scale note sets sound like. And again, I'm using more of the fingerboard. I know what a D major scale looks like starting on a D, or starting on an E, or starting on an F sharp, sort of. And then F. So those scales are going to be the ones that I'm going to be using. You can play them harmonically. All I'm doing is playing the major and moving up a minor third, D to F. Okay, here's a little bit of just kind of noodling around showing you what this sounds like. Here comes the top. So basically, again, not looking for anybody to get inspired off of what I just played, but I'm just trying to illustrate how cool it can sound sometimes to go just from a simple D major note set sound to a very simple F major note set sound within the same key, and understand that really you never land on the tonic of the key of D. You're playing the 6 of the key of D, and then you're playing the 4 of the key of F, and then you're playing in those major note sets around those chords, and then it's 5 to 4, and you never ever hear. You never hear that. So anyway, that's Pat Metheny's Phase Dance. Cool tune. I use it basically to warm up because it's a nice, simple, I'm not warmed up right now, but it's a nice, simple thing to play to when you're actually warmed up. So have fun with that. You can find that in the real book. And